Mariko Ahumade show Embrana many lawyer Kwame Adofo any enkomo. Council Otto Caro pay a good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Minia.
But your empombo cordia.
No way, I'm sorry.
Eradiadum odiem kwache anope. And Jenny Kai minim say what do we near the Chikakra? What is happening with EOCO and then artist Shatta Wale? First of all, no in law, Emra Kwai so no mandate no by EOCO to be investigating organized crimes, financial crimes, and the Kika Kahuni. Is it in the right direction upon the detention of Shatta Wale?
Many am a show and a show chief. Or have will be a will be action. Look, EOCO, economic and organized crime. The victim is the victim. The state, the EOCO has a mandate.
Okay.
And it's a victim in your state, the EOCO has no mandate. As we know, EOCO is only investigation about tax evasion and what's the other one? Money laundering and the rest. Tax evasion means to say, why you do it says we'll check tax and more money.
Yes.
Well, yeah. You're about to say, I'm a man or advocate. It means that a man and a victim. You're about to say, like you say, you could have mandate to investigate. The internet
Now, concerns may be yes, I mean, especially when it comes to the charge of money laundering. He seemed to have benefited from the proceeds of such an act. And I mean, how do we put that in law? Emrano SSA when it comes to aspect of this nature.
Well, look, it's difficult to say because for you to be able to say what the position is in law, and so to be all the facts of this case.
Okay.
I don't know if information police is for no work. EOCO police department. We need information on work at this stage. And I am not in a position to say whether they are right or not. But they are entitled to investigate if the victim is a government or the country. And in terms of the actual case I discussing here, I feel that sorry no, evil. And that's the evil. Near who the exact facts now. For example, that money laundering is a Lamborghini. I who you should know.
Yes.
Now if it turns out that it was criminally procured, then there is a case for Shatta Wale to answer. And if you refuse something that is stolen, and that's what people react, and that's what they bear. Oh no, it's an offense. And at this stage, it will depend on the full facts of the case. And so far, no, I don't know if he has been charged. Information I want whether he has been charged.
Yes, per the EOCO statement, those are the issues and concerns they raise. And the issue of money laundering, tax evasion, and then identity fraud. I mean,
but no, doesn't mean say you're charging with those offenses. You're not charging it. It's a bit premature. It's a bit exactly what he's facing. Then we are charging it. Then he will know exactly what he's facing. Then now we can tell you the position of the law.
But council concerns if he has not been charged, on which basis and a detention no ebeba for Benroa Besiano pay?
Look, reasonable grounds of having committed an offense.
Okay.
And only minimum standard. Police need a number one thing. That's who say, "Wo, unya kono aboboa." We chill. And now say, "Who's wabo kono we chill." One, I need a reasonable belief that you are about to commit an offense or you have committed an offense. And me obviously I'm hesitant.
Okay.
To say definitely bit much charging or not. Because I feel no more investigation, I feel no more to know. Busan Seneca no ya. I do not bear no ye. Last year no ye 2 years ago, the taxes will be saying, and so on. And to him at this stage, it's still at the investigation stage.
Okay.
But they have only up to 48 hours. And if someone releasing him within 48 hours, then Shatta Wale may have a cause against them.
Now, I'm holding the Anti-Money Laundering Act 2020. Section 1 no define or say a person shall not engage in money laundering. Section 1 subsection 2 says that a person commits an offense of money laundering if the person knows or ought to have known that a property is or forms part of the proceeds of unlawful activity, and the person A converts, conceals, disguises, or transfers the property for the purposes. B, concealing or disguising the illicit origin of the property. And these are activities so we are a forming part of a year the money laundering scheme or scandal. I mean, the law can catch up with you. Now, over section 2, it talks about abatement of money laundering. The provisions of section 20 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, on abatement of an offense applied to money laundering with the necessary modifications. And what it means is that it is either say, oh, so some so and now one crofo money laundering, no, and now so say one kasa we involved, or better still, no, we'll have a process of such an act, you can be caught up in that web.
And okay, now because the money laundering, we can here for the purpose of our listeners. Here, someone say, because na upaso ode fakwa ebiso na banana sika papa. Ever say no why? I'm official. Now my client we have whom say lawyer, the sole represent me. This is you. Maybe I made you $20,000.
Okay.
What's the baba? No, this can buy $2, $10, $8, $100, $50, $20,000. Clearly, as who says can very papa. As who says can drag money.
Okay.
Because yes, only $2, $100, $50, maybe it's $20,000. Now the premier, then now some minimum say, and as a person can hear papa ninety. So I find a way with the customer account. So what are they?
Yes.
In your customer account, mupe from Sikapino, abandon Sika papa.
Okay.
So what are they? It means that and you drag money. Police go China straight away. No, they know say we're on $100, $2, $1, sorry. Sika, I a collection. Sika. So as long as also collection, yeah, is them.
Bigger note, smaller note, and so on.
That's no. You will say Kurawa. Suspicious money. There's a way in says Gano. Just say we are maybe I want to see about doing as Gano. Collection apart from also for which me about I can say Sunday. I want to see come to collection. I don't know. Apart from that, no. What request can be? You can be suspected of money laundering and now say criminal activity. There's a we and now also in Ruboni Nibi. And into the candidate them. Because there's no way I mean we the can go bank I am process them.
Okay.
These are solid for no pay. And they be able to me. We are quite solid for the Edit Katimisa. I'm more to bank there collection. Sunday collection, so over the
yes.
And we might be a soft one as a would fear tax because which means says Capuduzi for collection there. Then you must be able to pay tax. And only discussion I say in the country aside of this Shatta Wale, it now would depend on Shatta Wale the evidence or more. But we need evidence there. Not the usual antics, political game, and I say they want to make noise for others to think somebody is money. Then that is another story.
Okay. But Council, before I let you go, for the purposes of education, any your TF1T, I know, sir, we have what we call tax evasion and then what we call tax avoidance. Now, as individuals, one more juma ma buying. When it comes to our tax laws, Emrano SSA, and at what point do we classify say obi evade the tax? And for that reason, no SSO nya asotwe ewo ho.
Look, that's a very good question. I am not sure if I have the answer because you are asking tax questions.
Exactly.
I don't know. We need experts in taxation law to be able to tell us. But the matter is, in my own mind, they say, we are ordinary citizens. That's a one year Juma. A man say fine. You better go on 1 year. You better count quota. So, okay, you be good. The moment that you need to be able to explain where you got that money from. Because unless you pay tax on the money, anybody at all can say it's going to. For example, and this is why I had a problem with the US.
Okay.
What could you say? Kudu, Abo, Mame,
Cecilia da Party.
Now, what we are investigating cases, can if you for the BP them, and you be able to declare now. Well, yeah, how you can do some very solid investigation.
Okay.
Tax is sent here last year. Tax is sent here the year before. What thing can say? A money laundering, and therefore you don't have a mandate.
Okay.
I paid now no idea what's all watch charge MPA for you. So only money laundering. I was in only mandate to me, and then I paid the whole mandate. You mean how do you say?
Exactly, Kazo.
This is the party, and who probably cut the whole world to only mandate. Now no idea. MPA for what charging for with money laundering? It just is a BB course.
Okay.
So, it tells us that we because I send in classroom. It'll be $1 million. Must have been me and you, but $1 million a day. They may be please straight. I'm telling you, that week I said $1 million. Why investigate? I don't say money laundering. Until you call my EOCO for. What do you call my EOCO for? So she can't want back at home. Please can I call my man? And did you know EOCO ever investigate?
Yes, I do.
The money is not with EOCO. It is never more investigate. Go investigate in America first Kabia Mama. And I'm in this Kabia. What are they going to do? The same thing. EOCO always investigation. Fine. But they should not make it a media trial. They should investigate whatever facts they have. They should come to court. But Ghana no I say need the media trial. I say they will court and
they are trial that ewo media anymore. Maybe we are saying any result to be out.
And no problem no. Shatta Wale a big deal. Oh, you use Lamborghini no boy saying. Okay. Shatta Wale last year we income you're saying. The year before we income you're saying. Fine. Brother Kabia say fine. Okay. Here's your taxes. You can easily get his tax record. Without making in the media trial.
The statement about yes.
What did they make? But I know, yeah, state institution any the media trial and a hard thing.
And no sooner that may ban come maybe say, I mean, Ghanaians believe say Ora no akoso at the beginning of this year. Ora Emma report. I mean, if there is anything to go after. I mean, I want Ghana for any D Sesika Mokacha say Ira abinda there by any person and case attention call more. But it looks as if say and no one say Makoda, and right now we are dealing with individuals Omo Ghana for there who say Womu Hiasa.
Media. Now we are so okay. Ura no, and that's what it is. Is it all right?
Your report submitted. And to report no any more details, no Nankia say we'll get some level of closure.
It's in the new Ura view. Attorney General say we should be realistic. It is no longer Operation Recover all loot view.
Okay.
It's now Operation Recover some loot.
Some loot. Okay.
And the one answer is a chemo because what is continuing case against Dr. Adofo because say realistically you can't recover all the loot here. Then what killing Ura completely? What killing no? Because what say realistically not all the loot can be recovered. Back to this one. All I know the matter is dead, buried, and cremated.
And no, you tell what's in be about. They say no, you individual lawyer Adofo who says they ain't be able to be afro, be able to be afro because they say lifestyle of the times of boy.
I'm afraid say, yeah, Benjamin. I said, you are this old wow, yeah, Benjamin. And yeah, Benjamin, a told you, Frovia. And see, Ghana had it to put us in. Who put to Boko. Yeah, I've been Shatta Wale these things. It's not making news. We don't have more America crack. Anyway, America crack point. Get him once in view. Because we'll be person say, about media money on the now, hello, I call it over you. I will tell what's in my head away now. A king.
Now, as a council, no, sir, Shatta Wale management 8 year what will be the utmost advice I would be more pay as to how to go about this?
Look, we are not allowed to give advice on air or in the media. Because the moment you do that, you are showing the enemy of your client the tactic you are going to use. I don't know, sir, the mechanism.
Yes.
So advice is always advisable to be kept in confidence. Because all Shatta Wale can do now is to go, if he knows he's guilty, he should go and admit the offense. But if he knows he's not guilty, he should not go and admit the offense. And let them come and prove it. But as to the tactic here, need to discuss it on air because your opponent is also listening. So what are they? So it's better you keep that under wraps.
Very well. Hanzo, I'm grateful for your time. Mami Nase, and lawyer Kwame Adofo, a constitutional lawyer, speaking to us on the sidelines of the Sino Nina Anna Yanino at the Eho and Common.
Onua 95.1 FM.